Well, I've been here for 77 years and I was 30 odd years in the fire brigade, and I've never ever known of a fire with the fury it had to come from the south. It was we would have had probably 5 minutes warning, or even, not even that. The air was just 10 minutes before the fire came. There was no smoke, the air was clear, and I said to Joyce, my wife, well, I think the crisis is over because the barometer's dropped, the thermometer has dropped 6, and I think we should be all right. Within 5 minutes, the fire struck, and we saw it probably. First one we saw was half a mile in that direction up there, the only flames we saw, and we just heard this roar. We couldn't identify where the roar was coming from, but then it must have been a fireball that just hit this house, and you can just see how strong the winds were for all the pine trees that are down.
Dad, how did you get out of the house?
We had the four-wheeler parked just down there, and Darren came along and he said, right, we got to go. And he threw my wife onto the four-wheeler. I clung onto the back, and down to the dam he went. The dam would be roughly, what?
200 metres?
200 metres away. And by the time we got down to the dam, the house had gone. No, it was 100 trucks would never have saved it. It would have hurt all the trucks. The local fire captain said that if they'd had 6 strike teams with trucks there, they'd have all been killed.
I was quite horrified to see the place when I turned up here. My mum rang me at 3 p.m. in the afternoon saying she'd seen a little bit of smoke on the Kinglake Hills, and she said, if you can't make it, don't worry, you should be right anyway. It took me 3 hours to get here, and when I did eventually get here, it was a hell of a time trying to get into Strathewen, but when I did, it was tragic, devastating. Every house I came into Strathewen had been incinerated. When I come up over the hill, over Eagle's Nest Road, and I saw the sheds gone, and the house was blurred, and I always thought of the worst. But luckily, as I came down the hill, 2 of my brothers came running up to my car and said, quick, come around to the dams. That's where Dad and Mum are. And luckily they'd all survived. I never thought the farm would ever go up in smoke. I thought we might get a shed that might catch alight, but never the whole farm. They were very lucky to survive.
If Rodney hadn't have come up, we would have been down there by the dam for possibly all night, and Joyce would have probably died because the ambulance couldn't get any closer than half a mile. This drive here was blocked off, the other drive was blocked off, and it was only through Rodney and his four-wheel drive he was able to go up the big bank down there.
But out of 70 houses in Strathewen, only 5 houses survived. And anyone that did survive, they're the ones that actually jumped in the dam. Anyone else that didn't have a dam were incinerated. Absolutely tragic. No one had a chance.
When we were down at the dam, the sparks were coming horizontally, coming at a terrific force, and went through my mind. The old devil was saying,